I've got this pretty nice KKT top run pedal alloy. It's like a quill design. It's just a modern replica of like an old steel one, but there's a bit of plate in the axle. Don't know if I can show this. There's a bit of plate just there, so I'm going to see if I can service this. First thing, you need to mount it in the vise. You can either get like a axle mount, 2 blocks of wood and put it in there, or just get the flats of the pedal axle and just clamp them up, and that will hold it. Now, zoom out a bit. There's generally a top cap on there, so we need to remove this dust cap, which can be sometimes quite difficult to get to if we've got a quill pedal. This one is awkward. Finally. Okay, that was a combination of several different spanners. And inside we've got a top nut, should be a washer underneath, and then there should be a cone underneath that. And then there'll be a racer bearings on top and a racer bearings on bottom. That's what it should be. 11, there we go. So undo this top nut, and then there should be a washer. And now what you can do is, if you've got enough space, you get a socket down there or a special tool, but if you haven't, just use a screwdriver and spin out this cone nut until you can get your fingers on it. Like so. And inside we have a bunch of bearings. So I'm going to take them out one by one. Okay. 1, 2, 9, 10, 11 in the top. And that's the tricky part, trying to catch them all from the bottom. So best if we can somehow flip it over, cover off the bottom, and then push the axle out. Okay, all the bearings are now in my hand. That's the axle. So we had 11 in top, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 in the bottom. So now, just gotta clean everything up. I don't know where that was focused then. So axle's out. There we go. Got to clean everything out in there and in there. Got to clean the lock rings up, the washer up, the cone washer up, and clean the bearings, but I'll probably just stick some new ones in there. So 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and I'll do that. Okay, so that's all cleaned down now. So what I want to do is find out what size the bearings were. Now I don't have a bearing sort of card with where you can just drop the bearings in, but I do have these old calipers. And what I like to do is just put the bearing in, just so it grips it. That's the old bearing, and take it out. get a new bearing from my stash. This is a 532s, and just press that in there and it fits. So I would say these are 532s. So first I'm going to do this bottom race. So we're going to flip the pedal up this way and just hold it in the vise for a second. Get a bit of grease and just run it around the inside. There we go, just make it nice and messy. Yeah, make it messy. Here, pigeon. And we're going to put 11 new ball bearings in there. 1, 2, and 11. Hi, pigeon. Axle, just drop that through. Now, top bearing race. Release from the vise. Lock it back in that way. More grease in the top. And then we're going to put another 11 bearings in the top. Or just throw them everywhere. 11. Okay. Grab your cone nut. Spin that back on. This is going to be the awkward part. When this gets down far enough in there that you can't use your fingers and it needs to be able to set the tension, we're going to have to do this by screwdriver. It's especially difficult because this is a quill and it has the cage on top, should I say, protecting it. It's very difficult to get any tool in there. So a screwdriver like this, just flicking the edges round, helps set that tension. So there's no play in there now. You just put the washer back on, put the lock nut back on, and what we've got to somehow try and do see, that's too much tension now, because even though there's no play, I can feel it rough. So I'm going to try and back it off, hold it in place with the screwdriver, tighten it. There we go, that's better. Just check it, just spin it. Still might be a little too tight. It's not entirely free to spin, so I'm going to back it off a fraction more. There we go, that's good. Happy with that? So let's just put the top cap back on now, and it's job done. So that should just screw back onto there with only like a couple of threads. Job done. Job done. And that is how you service bearings in the axle on a normal loose bearings pedal. Modern bearings will have sealed, so it makes it more difficult, especially clipless. But on an old like quill platform, you'll see it because it's got an end cap on it. It's generally serviceable and it's generally got loose bearings in. There we go. So guys, if you enjoyed this video, if you find it helpful, please hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed already, please hit subscribe, stick around for more. There's always more going on here, and there's something walking over my roof. And on that note, I'll catch you in the next one. Oh, it's a pigeon. Pigeon. Pigeon.